Do not fake it till you make it. That'll never last. That's not a good foundation. That's not you building a relationship with yourself and understanding who you are. Confidence doesn't have to look the same for every single person. Confidence isn't an aesthetic. It isn't something that you can just slap on, say, I'm confident because I look confident and I sound confident. You have no idea who's actually confident. Confident is something inside. So stop buying into this idea that you have to talk loud or that you have to walk fast or that you have to just be super charismatic in order to be confident. No, stop faking it till you make it. Go deep, find out who you are, and have fun with crafting the rest of your life. No notes, no talking points, no plan, just a burning obsession to talk about a topic that I've been obsessed with for years. Confidence. Fake it till you make it. Ooh, I hate that philosophy. I hate it. Now, before I get into the reasons why I hate it, I do want to make a very, very important sort of disclaimer or caveat to my hatred of that philosophy, which is if you're in a situation where you're potentially in danger, you're walking the streets alone at night and you see something kind of sketchy, it is probably in your best interest to fake confidence. Even if you're afraid, to walk with certainty, to speak with conviction, to meet the person's gaze, to even say hello. Act with confidence because you don't want to look vulnerable. Sure, there's situations in life where faking a sort of confidence is going to be in your best interest. But I think in general, when people are talking about this idea of confidence, they're not talking about these specific little situations. They're talking about who you are. They're talking about your character, how you exist in your life. Are you a blanket statement confident person, or are you a blanket statement insecure person? For me, confidence starts with self-awareness. And self-awareness is oftentimes a very scary, disturbing, humbling, shameful, embarrassing, awful journey to go on. And a lot of people don't do it for that reason. A lot of people avoid therapy. A lot of people avoid journaling. A lot of people avoid silence. They're scared of themselves. They're scared to become more aware of what's going on in their own brain, whether it's trauma, whether it's their own character, whether it's their own thoughts, memories, feelings, desires. They're not comfortable with that. How could you ever become truly confident, feeling steady and secure within yourself? That's confidence for me. How could you ever achieve that if you won't even look at yourself? How can you become secure with something that you aren't comfortable even being silent with? So fake it till you make it, to me, I don't know if it's intentional sabotage, but I think it has to be the worst place to start. No, I think the first step to achieving true confidence is to stop faking it. Stop lying to yourself. Stop lying to other people. Let your truth be seen. First to yourself, and then to others. Ooh, oh no. No. I can't let other people see me. No. Fake it till you make it. I'm just gonna put up a wall and speak with conviction and, just lie and say, oh yeah, I'm so confident. And then maybe in a few years, it'll somehow happen. I don't buy it. Maybe you will have achieved the aesthetic of confidence. Maybe you will look on the surface confident. But again, that's not the type of confidence I'm talking about. And I'm getting really, really sick of saying the word. And I apologize. If you're taking a shot every single time I say that word, you're drunk. So what has helped me? Am I even confident? Let's go there. Let's go there first. Am I confident? I'm getting there. But no, I'm not where I want to be. And no matter how confident I appear, no matter how I hold my shoulders back, or I speak with conviction, or I post videos online, or I wear clothes that somebody would be afraid to wear because it's a little bit out there, or I try something new, no matter what you see on the surface, you really don't know if somebody's truly at peace with themselves. It's not an aura. It's something that really only that person knows that they have or not. So how do I think you become really confident? Shadow work is probably the best way that you on your own can start cultivating this self-awareness. Ask yourself the questions that you don't want to answer. Start there. A really good one is, what is something you've done that you hope no one ever finds out about? You don't have to write it down, okay? You don't have to. But face it, okay? What is something that you despise in other people that you think you might also have as a part of your personality or your character? I can give you more examples if you're interested, but I don't really want to waste time going through all the prompts because I know that you're not going to be writing answers as we go. Just getting the wheels turning, okay? Shadow work for me was really, really hard because I have a history of a lot of guilt and shame in my life. Shame, repentance, just really hating yourself and just, oh, I'm terrible. And so shadow work felt almost like, oh, I shouldn't go there because I'm trying to heal from all that. I'm trying to heal from all the guilt and shame. But I needed to go deeper. I needed to do it for me, not to repent to some deity that's only going to accept me if I do steps, A, B, C. For me, so that I can get to know myself better, know my strengths and my weaknesses, and what's the goal at the end of this? Achieve confidence, self-acceptance, self-compassion, love, peace of mind. So, to recap, don't fake it. Stop faking it. Stop lying to yourself. Stop lying to others. Be who you are and face it head on. Now, some of you might be thinking, well, why do I need to go on this journey? If confidence is really just self-acceptance and peace of mind, why can't I just accept myself as I am currently? Do that. Absolutely, do that. I'm not going to tell you to not do that. Unless there are parts of your life and yourself that are holding you back or even harming you, right? So for example, let's say that you have a bad habit. Let's say that you drink too much. And you know it. And you're like, this is not good for my body. This is not good for my relationships. This is not good for my energy. This is not good for my self-esteem. Like, I could just accept this about myself and go, well, this is who I am, and it's fine. But is that what you really feel? And again, there's this, you have to be honest with yourself. In 10 months' time, are you really gonna have accepted this about yourself? And acceptance, it comes with this element of embracing it. Can you really embrace this about yourself? Or is it something that no, this needs to change and I'm better than this, and my higher self doesn't have this problem? Only you can answer these questions. But I believe that if you're gonna go on this confidence journey of self-acceptance and love and everything, it doesn't mean that you can't be changing yourself along the way. Self-acceptance is about meeting yourself where you are with compassion and love and acceptance that this is the current situation, but it is not the same as complacency. It is not the same thing as abandoning yourself and never working on yourself. Now I want to talk about, why do you want to be confident? Are you externally driven, by people's impressions of you? Or is this internally motivated? If you're seeking confidence because you think it's going to make you more popular, you think that it's going to make people like you more, you think that other people will finally accept you if you can just look cool or be cool or have this charisma about you, I would caution you against that. Okay? As someone who used to be obsessed in high school, I was obsessed with figuring out how to be charismatic, figuring out how to get people to like me, figuring out how to be impressive and likable and all of it. And I overthought it, and I put so much of my identity into appearing confident and impressive to other people that I got within of, you know what I'm saying? Okay. I can laugh about it. It's my trauma. I was obsessed with faking it. It was about the appearance. It was about the illusion, the facade. It was about other people accepting me. It was never about me accepting me. Well, actually, no. It was about me only accepting myself when I felt like other people accepted me. Ultimately, it all comes back to you and what you want, how you want to feel fulfilled. It comes back to that. But not allowing yourself to love yourself and accept yourself until other people give that to you is such a betrayal to yourself. So now I want to list off a few things that have helped me become more confident, because I am way more confident than I've ever been, but I'm not where I want to be yet. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's still work to be done. So number one, stop seeking validation from emotionally immature people, from emotionally unintelligent people. How do you know they're emotionally immature and unintelligent? They just cannot understand you. You're talking yourself blue, trying so hard to be vulnerable, share your feelings, share your point of view, and they just look at you with this like, yeah, I don't know why you feel like that. Incapable of having empathy and compassion. Stop seeking validation from these people. You're met with a glazed over look. Or no. Oh, some of them will even disagree that you feel the way that you feel. That's fun. And when you are not a confident person and you're not self-aware, yet you're seeking validation, it becomes this trap and it becomes this cycle. It becomes this prison of you repeating yourself, over-explaining yourself, just asking, please validate me. Please tell me I'm not crazy. Please tell me you understand me. Oh, it'll destroy you. It'll destroy you. It'll destroy you. Please stop doing that. Stop doing that. You need to validate yourself. You need to understand yourself. And again, it comes back to what? The journey of self-awareness, shadow work, journaling, all of those things. But another great thing to do, this is number 2, seek validation from emotionally mature people. Now, I know this kind of contradicts my you need to go validate yourself, right? But the fact is, we can't just live in isolation. We need relationships. It's good and healthy to have people in our lives who are compassionate, who are empathetic, who can understand where we're coming from. That is very good. It's very healing. Be careful not to put too much emphasis on that, to rely too much on that, because it can turn toxic. And even in healthy relationships, your need for that. But it is very healing. And I would highly recommend you finding someone who can just very simply nod and smile and like, I get why you feel that way. And that must be really hard. It's so easy, but there's just not a lot of people out there who are emotionally intelligent. 3, get really, really clear on what your values are. Family. No, get really, really effing clear what you value. What are your top 4 values? A lot of people start listing things off, I think, without thinking about them. And I just for the love of God, stop doing that. What are you putting your energy and attention towards? Take an audit. Take an honest to God audit of your life. What do you value? Do you value information? Do you value money? Attention? Beauty? Experience? What do you value? And if your answer is something like God, family, what else? God, family, friends. What about that? What about that? Like, go deeper. What about God? What do you value? Do you value the relationship you have with him? Okay, what about that? Is it the relationship that makes you feel special? Like, what do you value? Do you value feeling special? Okay, family. Do you value being a provider? Is this something that you wrap your identity up in, is being able to make a certain amount of money to provide for your family? Or is it how your family's doing? Do you value the appearance of how your children are doing because you think it says something about who you are, okay? Third one, go deeper. You have to go deeper to become self-aware. And I think this is really intense for some people. Some people are like, I don't know what I'm going to find. That seems like a recipe for disaster. You go to a therapist and all of a sudden you have all these problems you didn't have before. No, honey, you had all of those problems. You just weren't aware of them. And you weren't aware that all the things that are going wrong in your life are directly related to all of the problems that you didn't have just because you weren't aware of them, because you were suppressing them, because you were afraid of them. So what are your values? Like, what do you value on a day-to-day? Do you value peace and quiet? Do you value your health? And why? And why? And why? And why? And why? And this is essentially shadow work. But getting clear on your values is going to be so helpful because you are going to start seeing other people and their values very clearly and being able to decide whether or not, number one, you want to align with them, you want to have anything to do with them, you want to seek validation from them, you want to get advice from them, right? It just makes you so much more focused. Because a lot of people who are keeping up with the Joneses, keeping up with their neighbors, you have different values than your neighbors, and you're not even thinking about values. And so you're comparing yourself to somebody who has a completely different belief system or value system than you do, but you don't even know. You don't even know. You're not even that aware. So you're unhappy, but you're comparing yourself to someone who doesn't want the same things as you, who wakes up thinking about completely different things than you do, right? The fourth thing that I've done, and I do recommend, is stop pushing your beliefs on other people to create converts for your personal lifestyle. Not just religious beliefs. I'm talking about diet. I'm talking about exercise. I'm talking about lifestyle, habits, books, whatever it is. Sharing information is great, but why are you doing it? Going back to that why. If you're sharing information in a pushy, persuasive way because you need other people to do things like you're doing things in order for you to feel like you're enough, that's when it becomes a problem. So let's say that you start a diet, keto, and you lose a bunch of weight and it works for you and you love it and you're able to sustain that for years and you swear by it. It's like, yeah, this is what's worked for me. That's great. And you can share your story and share information, but stop sharing it with the motive of convincing other people that it really does work. No, it does. It really does. And it will work for you too. Needing to convince other people that what you've chosen is legit is a form of insecurity because you're seeking that validation. Just be happy that it worked for you and be happy that something else is working for another person. As long as it's working, as long as it's not harming anybody, right? I used to be like that so much in high school. Like I would find out about like this diet and then I would just be like proselytizing about it to my mom. Like, you shouldn't do that. Like I was just obsessed with her habits, even though what she had been doing, she'd been doing for years and had been working great for her. And looking back and like, oh yeah, that was just me seeking validation for my choices rather than just being like, the result is validation enough for me. It works for me. That's all I need. And finally, this is probably the most basic confidence piece of advice I can offer, and I've heard it a lot and I do agree with it, is nobody really cares that much about what you're doing. Okay? Now, I'm never, ever, ever, ever going to be the type of person who says, no one's judging you. Nobody cares. No, plenty of people are judging you. I know this for a fact. Unfortunately, I've been around a lot of people who were extremely judgmental and they love to talk shit. Like there are people out there that is their favorite thing to do is judge others. So you are being judged, most likely, but people aren't thinking about it that long. People are moving on. They're thinking about their next meal. They're thinking about their kids. They're thinking about their marriage. They're thinking about their bills. They're not obsessing over you for longer than like, say, 5 minutes. And then they're moving on with their day. Most people. So people don't care that much. Just keep doing what you're doing. Keep doing your exercises, your diet or your career, whatever it is that you feel like is a little bit out there. Keep doing it because This is what got me to start my YouTube channel, my first YouTube channel, which I've now deleted and I moved on to something else. But it got me starting on YouTube. What if I'm 80 years old and I look back on my life and I realize that I didn't do what I wanted to do because I was afraid of this person, which I had a specific person in mind. This person thought of me. What if I gave this person all that power to determine my life choices? It was horrifying. It was disgusting. And to be fair, there's more than just one person in my life who I've had to like process the fact that, oh, they might judge me or they might make fun of me or whatever. But in my mind, it was one specific person at that time I was worried like, oh, will they laugh at me? Will they judge me? You're going to give them that much power? you're going to give other people that much power. That should give you a sense of like indignance. Like, I'm not going to betray myself. I'm not going to avoid doing the things that I feel called to do because of one person. I'm not going to give a person that power. What am I doing? I'm betraying myself. That is going to free up so much of that insecurity and that closed off fear. Everyone's going to be dead in 100 years, okay? No one's going to remember. This is about you. This is your life. That will give you confidence. That will give you, even better, audacity. Have the backbone to do something for yourself. You deserve it. Getting really passionate about this because, again, I told you, warning, confidence is one of those things that just fires me up because I see people just like being shells of themselves, and I look back at videos of myself or journal entries of myself or just decisions I've made in my life, just like, oh, you were so insecure. You were so, like, you couldn't stand up for yourself. You couldn't yeah, we deserve so much more. And so, recap, one moment. I hope everyone else is as fired up about this as I am. Stop seeking validation from emotionally unintelligent people. Start seeking validation from emotionally intelligent people. There are plenty of them out there. Even if you have to find yourself a mentor on YouTube, they are out there. Also seek validation from yourself. Learn how to give that to yourself. But you need to do that through shadow work, becoming more self-aware, going on that journey of confronting your darkest shadows and learning to make peace with where you are right now, and also hold yourself accountable to changing the things that you know you want to change. Not that you have to change for anybody, not that you have to change so that you don't burn in hell for eternity, but things that you want to change because you want to improve your life and you want what's best for yourself. Stop trying to push your beliefs and your way of life on other people. The result that it gives you should be validation enough. And think of yourself at 80 years old looking back over your life and how horrified you would be to realize that you gave some person who's probably dead now the power to prevent you from going after what you wanted to do. Oh, if that doesn't leave you with a feeling of just like, I don't know what will. Do not fake it till you make it. That'll never last. That's not a good foundation. And I'll talk to you soon. Bye.